My name is Roanna Timmons, and I've been a part of this committee since the beginning, about 18 months now. And when we were asked to do a little talk explaining this pathway, I got quite nervous because I was confused in the beginning. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. So as I reach out to you, please know that I'm speaking to myself too. I really want to get this planted firmly in my head and my spirit as well. As a team, we started with many ideas. In the beginning, we were just throwing ideas up on a dry erase board and brainstorming and emailing, praying for clarity and success. And at one point, Kim even asked us, is everybody still in on this? Because this process could take a while. Well, we did hang in there, and to the most recent meetings, we still were having brainstorming sessions, but this time it was a little different. We had just a giant sticky pad that we would tear off sheet after sheet and just put it on the wall all around the room. We even had a parking lot that was over to the side, which meant this was for our random thoughts, just so we wouldn't forget some of the thoughts that we were thinking of. It was during one of these meetings when I asked him, what if people say we already do all this? Why do we have to do something different? I think we're fine just the way things are. And Kim gave a very passionate response, which really hit me. She answered with such passion, as I mentioned, it really resonated with me. Among the other things that she said from her heart, I remember her saying, this is what we're called to do. We're called to be disciples. What else are we here for? So that's when I began to really get it. This is our path. This is the way. We were understanding the way as stated in our formal description. In life, there are many choices to be made, and it would be helpful to know which path is the best way to walk. The way is our guide to help people grow closer to Jesus Christ. As we follow the way, we become disciples who put faith into action one step at a time. Living the way is an intentional decision to follow the way of Jesus Christ. There are many opportunities to dig deeper in our walk with Jesus and not just drift along. I heard a sermon by Chuck Swindoll recently, and he said, growing old is inevitable. Growing up is not. The way could be seen as growing up in our Christian walk. Swindoll also said, and I quote, in vain I have searched the Bible looking for examples of early believers whose lives were marked by rigidity, predictability, inhibition, dullness, and caution. Fortunately, grim, frowning, joyless saints in scriptures are conspicuous by their absence. Instead, the examples I find are of adventurous, risk-taking, enthusiastic, and authentic believers whose joy was contagious, even in times of full trial. Their vision was broad even when death drew near. Rules were few and changes were welcome. The contrast between then and now is staggering. End of quote. A few Sundays ago, Robert presented a picture of the disciples that caught my attention. As I was looking at each one, trying to decide who's who, I also thought about what they endured and what changes they had made in the world. Disciples make change. We are disciples. Are we growing up or are we growing old? Again, there are many ways to take a step. The main thing is to just do it. This is not thy way or the highway, because we have a gracious God who gives us choices. So this path is simply called the way, with many opportunities for us as disciples to make change in the world, starting right here in Cleveland, Texas. Thomas, the doubting disciple, said to Jesus, Lord, we do not know where you are going. How will we know the way? And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Take a step. He will show us the way.